Hey Zane, how you doing, buddy? I'm sorry that's taken me so long to get back to you. There's a lot of stuff going on right now for me. It's partially why I'm broadcasting to you live from my garage tonight. But anyway, I was kind of taking a look at your shot here, and I don't know how much I'm going to be able to say about it, but we'll give it a shot.
You are here to free me, right? To bring this travesty to a close because you know I'm innocent.
I really like how you've included these other angles without the.
You are here to free me, right? To bring this travesty to a close because you know I'm innocent. You are here to free me, right? To bring this travesty to a close because you know I'm innocent. You are here to free me, right? To bring this travesty to a close because you know I'm innocent.
Okay, like I said, it's gonna be it's gonna be really tough. It's getting to that point where it's looking so good that it's gonna be hard to find stuff. Um, I don't. I just remembered watching it a minute ago that you actually don't do. I think what class you in again? I think you're in class 4. You don't do the facial lip sync stuff until next semester. I totally forgot about that. That. I think last week or a couple weeks ago I gave you a note like, oh, start working on the mouth, and that's not even in this class. So, but moving forward, um, I would work on the facial expressions themselves a little bit more. He's a little blasé through here,
You are here to free me, right?
and I think it's those half-closed lids. Like, you're here to free me, right? It kind of gives him this sort of like, you're here to free me, right? Yes, I was expecting this all along. Um, he seems kind of James Bondy and not as desperate maybe as he should. But again, that might not even be this class. I don't know how much you want to get into that. It's probably something that you're going to get way more into next semester. But just moving forward, um, you can think about that.
To bring this travesty to a close because
There's something about that breath. Hold on, let's actually back up a little further.
right? To bring this travesty.
Um, okay. I don't know. Um, I don't know if what I'm about to say is going to be stupid or not. Um, and I don't even know if I know entirely what I'm going to say. Um, if you look through here, it's the step, and then the butt up. There's something about that it seems a little like I don't know how else to explain it because because he's just and again it's a cartoon, so maybe this is just not really that applicable of a note, but the step that he makes is kind of like it's kind of a big it's kind of big, I guess. Maybe it's very intentional, if that makes any sense. It's kind of like seems like he's in there and he's kind of just kind of walking around, and that step just kind of makes it seem like this big like I can't do it kneeling down, but it's just like this woo. Uh, it's like he's putting on a show or something. And then the butt up. I like the butt up in a way because it's kind of like it's very cartoony. He's hitting that pose, but I think there's just something about it where he's just really hitting that pose. It's kind of it has this sort of show tunesy quality to it, or like a you know it's theatrical, I guess, is what I want to say. Which, okay, now just a story from my own experience. I do that all the time. Now I'm seeing this and I'm saying this to you, but I do that all the time because what happens is, for me, and maybe this is the same case with you, is you get so caught up in the animation and you get so caught up like in the curve editor, like when I'm in the graph editor and I could start to see what things are doing, and I really add this like exaggeration in through the curves. And then things start to look a little too cartoony, and that's why this is a subjective note, because the animation is great. There's nothing wrong with the animation, and like I said, this is something that I probably would have done myself, but trying to be objective watching it, it was just something, because the scene is very like desperate, right? And this action, that I'm now that that I'm looking at it, it kind of doesn't match the feeling of the animation. Kind of doesn't match the tone. It's very cartoony, which is, like I said, it's fine. But it's very like, especially the step seems the butt thing is more like, it's like obviously he's hitting a pose. The step thing is kind of, I don't know, it just seems very. Okay, I'm gonna shut up because this is such a stupid note.
To bring this
I think it's
travesty
in one of the other views. It kind of
to a
seems a little
close
bit bigger.
because you know I'm innocent.
Okay, that's a dumb note.
You are here to free me, right?
You can
bring
kind of
this
see it
travesty to
there.
a
Maybe
close.
you'll see what I'm talking about there. It's almost like it's something that would be better achieved by smaller actions, like it just seems like he's really like he's like stepping over a gorge or something. There's something. Maybe it's this, because it seems like maybe his weight needs to come more. But see, that would make it even more cartoony, right? Because he would be going farther. If he was more kind of over this way to take this step. I don't know. There's something in the physicality in that might not be 1,000% correct, but it looks okay. It looks fine. What you have here is great. Don't listen to me. It's good stuff. It's just something that's a very minor note, and it just kind of, to me, sort of pertains to the tone of how the animation matches the tone of the scene, and how I feel like there's a little bit of a disconnect there. But don't worry about it. That's a dumb note. I just thought it's just maybe something that you could think about going into your next shot. Or try to notice yourself doing if you do what I do and make things too cartoony.
To a close because
Okay, so the only thing that I will say, and again, this is maybe stupid, and I don't really know if I'm going to be able to communicate this properly. There's something about this breath, and let's see if I frame by frame it, if we could tell what it is. I don't know. Maybe I'm just imagining things. Looking at the breath, it almost seems like it's too upper body. But I mean, that's kind of what a breath. I don't know. There's just something. See how as his spine breaks, it shoots out the back? here. It kind of grows out the back. I'm wondering, and this is just talking out loud, I'm wondering imagine there's this line here, right? And this is the extreme that he goes to when he's taking the breath. So this is the full in. And that's that line. I just feel like that spine, when it's down here, at the bottom of the breath, let's pretend that that's the line. And it's like the spine is protruding to this side of the line, when it should actually, the spine should almost be, I'm exaggerating with my lines here. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if this is making sense. It's like if I'm going to breathe, right? Notice the curvature of my spine. Then I breathe in. And I breathe out. And I slump. See how my spine is moving forward? I'm kind of rolling, especially on a slump. You roll forward. And it just seems like his spine is protruding beyond the in-breath line. So there's the in-breath line right here. Right here. And then when he slumps, his spine is protruding beyond that. Well, I guess that's possible. I'm just thinking that to maybe make it more obvious, when he breathes in, he goes forward, he slumps forward, rolls more that way. Because right now it looks like he's just compressing, and when you're compressing, he's squashing out beyond the stretch. Where when you compress him, if you roll him forward a little bit, then it looks more like an out breath. That's such a minor piece of junk note, but that's the only thing I could see watching this.
You are here to free me, right? To bring this travesty to a close, because you know I'm innocent.
Great at the end there. The end is very good. That hitting the final pose, that final gesture.
You are here to free me.
I'm wondering, what if this hand here in the front was more this way? Like this is the hand here. If the hand was more rotated that way than being so far back there. Again, that's kind of minor. I'm stretching here, Zane. Good stuff. Overall, though, I will be honest, it does kind of feel a little pose-to-posy still. But you know what? I don't think I've ever gotten anything beyond that feeling.
You are here to
so
free me, right?
right there, kind of hits that right. But I mean, it is animation. What else are you gonna do?
You are here to free me, right? To bring this travesty to a close, because you know I'm innocent.
See, that end doesn't feel pose-to-posy to me. It feels natural, and I don't know how to do that. So I can't give you whatever you did right. The beginning part, that maybe refining it, putting a little bit more, settle, or you're here to free me, right? And just a little bit more movement in there. I don't know. Looks good. I'll shut up now. Let's take a look quickly at. Oh crap. What you just turned in. Yeah, this is good stuff, and you can tell I'm stretching by all these goofy notes that I'm giving.
You are here to free me, right?
Oh.
To bring this travesty to a close, because you know I'm innocent.
Well, you changed something there.
You are here to...
Oh, coincidentally, that was week 10 that I was just looking at. So this is week 11, which is what I probably should have been looking at this entire time.
You are here to free me, right?
So, you have an idea with the twitching eye, or that's a mistake. I'm not sure which. I think it's... I wouldn't do that, because I'm not sure why. If that's intentional, I don't understand why you're here to free me. I mean, if he's that intense with it, that his eye is twitching, then his face really needs to be intense, and his face is not, like, I'm not getting intensity from, like, it just looks like he's got an eye twitch. So before you add, the eye twitch is like the icing on the crazy cake, so like, he's really gotta look crazy if you're gonna start twitching his eye, and I can't twitch my eye very well. So, if that's what you're thinking, I would really, I don't think that seemed, because he's more desperate. You're here to free me, right? You're not really gonna be twitching your eye, in that situation. You want to reserve. I'll put it this way: you want to reserve the eye twitch for the really crazy, psycho animation, that you may or may not do ever. But I wouldn't do that.
You are here to free me, right? To bring this travesty to...
Something changed all through here. Maybe it's just...
To bring this travesty to a close.
That looks smoother, but it's still... Coincidentally, I should have said this right off the bat. I'm trying to be really anal and brutal with you right now. You don't need to fix any of this stuff, and I don't even know. I'm kind of at the point where I don't even know if what I'm telling you is applicable at all, or intelligent, or I'm just trying to go off feel right now, because it's kind of at a point where it's really getting close.
To bring this
but I will say that something changed from what I just looked at, which was, I guess, refining, to here.
To bring this
I'm trying to figure out the problem when you get to this stage. It's like everything's so subtle that
you are here to free me, right?
that looks more natural. He looks a little bit more loosey-goosey through here, though. Yeah, see, that's that spine curve. Whoa. Yeah, that's a heavy duty spine curve. That's like a way more sweeping action than the refining version. I mean, I see what you're doing is it's looking more like a dance. As you get through the polish, everything, you can't resist the temptation to smooth out curves, but Good work on the hands there. They're a little twinned. You might want to break them up slightly, but that's easy. There's just some weird bending going on now. The end is great. Okay, I'm gonna just you can see I'm in the animation ready position now. I'm gonna just kind of try to call out what I think is looks weird to me. I don't know why it looks weird, but we'll just try to look at it. Okay, so oh crud. Please hold. Your call is very important to us.
You are here to free me, right?
Oh, I did it again. Darn
To
it.
bring this travesty to a close because you know I'm innocent. You are here to free me, right? To bring this travesty to a close because you are here to free me, right?
Okay, that's still it's that step that looks weird. There's something weird about that step. Come on. Okay, there we go. And let me just see if I can spout out what I think looks weird about it. This looks less pose to posy than it did in the refining one, so that looks good. Not sure what he's doing. It's like stepping through there. But that, okay, that's too out of control. That spine is way too broken. See that right? It's just too... You want to try to keep that spine. This just looks too broken. And it's kind of, and like through there, like if you were stepping to the side, you can't see it, but I'm stepping to the side right now, and my spine actually really isn't curving at all. But what is happening is I'd be rotating from the hips. So my spine might be in a curve or a position, and that's just going to rotate from the hip. I'm not going to do this sort of breaking. So that's one thing. Yeah, especially through there. Like this is just the weight would dictate that your spine would be straighter here. So that's a little strange. You know what would be kind of cool? And it's probably too late in the game for it now. But as you do this curve, if he hit out here and settled back to here, not too drastically. Basically, the curve would look like this. So it would be like, can you see that? Blah! Where your extreme kind of hits out here and then it sort of settles back a little bit. Because right now it's kind of hitting there and just dropping, which is fine. Either way it works. I was just thinking that'd be kind of a cartoony big action. Okay, I like how his right hand is kind of coming down and closing up before the other hand. That's great. Hands look good. I would settle one slightly after the other when he comes out of this action. I would just break them up slightly, you know? So like it's like there's just a little differences between it. See that? How one sort of settles slightly after the other one? Because right now they look like they're attached. And the breath looks a lot smaller than it did. Maybe you got a note about that. And it looks good. It looks better. But I liked how he slumped more in the other one. It doesn't look as broken as the refining version looked, but it's lost a little bit of its hopelessness. And then again, there's some weird spine bending happening here. Really be careful when you bend the spine. Because a lot of times the spine bends. You know, the spine is pretty universal when it bends. You know, it kind of, everything sort of works together. It doesn't, you know, it doesn't tend to make sharp. And I know that, you know, we have a lot of vertebrae that allow for a lot of action. And Stewie or whoever the hell this is only has like 3 joints. But you can still kind of create a nice curve in the back. What's going on with the hand there? Okay, let me sum up so I don't drag on for too long.
You are here to free me, right?
I'd get rid of the eye twitch.
Right? To bring this travesty to
And I'd straighten out that spine through here because it's too broken.
to bring this travesty to a close because
I'd break up those hands a little bit through there. And I think you got to make that breath bigger. Because right now it looks like before he had that slump, and now he's like, he's not as he's not as hopeless. It's too forced. There's like, and the shoulders seem like they're going up when he's breathing out. I think maybe what's going on is, like, if I ran a marathon, I'd be like, where you kind of breathe with your shoulders coming up. But when you slump, it's kind of like everything falls. And I think that may be the difference of what I'm seeing now. Is before he slumped, like the out breath was in, because when you breathe out, yeah, I could feel my shoulders going up. So you're correct. But when you slump, everything's kind of, instead of this kind of happening, you kind of go, ugh, you give up. Whereas right now he's kind of has this out of breath, like that sort of a feel. So I think those are my notes. I hope I made some sense. Like I said, it gets hard when it gets to this point because it's looking really good. It really is. And it's hard to find those smaller things, you know, without really frame by framing it through it. But I would, like I said, I get rid of the eye twitch because I don't think that this scene or at least this moment in the scene especially dictates that that's kind of more like psycho crazy. Like, you know, some kid just rode by on a skateboard and knocked your brand new ice cream cone onto the ground and went ha ha and kept going. That kind of instigates eye twitch crazy. This is he's hopeless in this scene, or he's desperate, and I don't see that the eye twitch as being that much of a desperate sort of a thing. Also, the spine is breaking too much in a couple locations. On that step, I think it's breaking too much, and that step does kind of seem like a quick action. Um, I would be careful about at least the spine on that. Also, the breath I think needs to be made bigger, and then there's a few things that you could do to break up the hands. Um, I guess you could just disregard everything that I shouldn't have. I should have paid more attention and not, I guess, looked at your refining and just went straight to this. But it was interesting because I could definitely see your progress, or your you know, the changes that were made. And I think that there's some stuff from the refining that I wish that you had in the polishing, but there's definitely some stuff in the polishing that I wish you had in the refining. So you went in the right direction with a lot of stuff, but I think for the polish you need to watch the back bending and the breath. You kind of need that slump that you had in the refining in the polish pass, but you need to do it in a way where he's moving forward rather than, like I said, kind of squashing. Not, you know, you don't want to squash him. You want to kind of move him forward, like, ugh. And that's it. I will shut up now. I probably rambled on way too long, but dude, it's you're literally kicking ass, dude. It's awesome. I'm so stoked to see the progress of the shot and how it went from blocking and the ideas of you choosing a line and all the way to where it is now. And it doesn't, I mean, I didn't animate it, but it doesn't seem like that long. It's like, wow, I get all not wanting to animate because it just seems like it takes too long. And it just seems like this didn't take that long. It's like you went from 0 to ass kicking, and I mean, I guess it's been 12 weeks already, but or at least you've been working on this shot probably for 7 or 8 weeks. But it looks great. So keep at it. As you you know, this is probably a shot that you'll continue, and definitely will be a shot that you continue to work on next semester. And I know when I did polishing in portfolio class 6, I was working on this class 4 shot pretty much the whole time, doing all these little refining things to it, which probably was a waste of my time. Anyway, great job, fantastic work. You're kicking ass. Really, I'm very proud. Brings a tear to my eye. My baby's all grown up. No, just kidding. Okay. I wish you the best. I don't know. I think we're on week 12. I don't know how much is left in the semester, but hopefully I'll be able to look at something else before it ends. If not, if I'm wrong and off base and this is it, then you know how to get a hold of me. This doesn't have to stop because the semester's over. Please send me some stuff. I'm more than happy to do it, to look at your stuff if you want me to. And it's been a pleasure to be your peer buddy. This is my first peer buddy experience as a peer buddy, and I hope I didn't talk your ear off like I'm doing now, and I hope that you're gonna go on to. I have so many people that I went to school with that have jobs in animation now, and I just found out of another one the other day, and it's cool on one hand, and on the other hand, I hate them. But no, really, it's great, and I'm so happy for the people that do get there, and it's not long, and you're in New Zealand, so there's it seems like there's tons of people that are in New Zealand. I sat next to Katie Nair at graduation, and she's in New Zealand working on that Penguins show, the Madagascar Penguins. I think she just had a Q&A recently on AM. So, yeah, there's definitely opportunities in your backyard. So, I'm gonna shut up now. But man, it's been a pleasure. If I don't get to talk to you again, and definitely hit me up if you want me to look at any other stuff moving into Class 5, or if you're just doing tests or whatever. And like I said, as soon as some of the crap in my life clears up, I'd love to send you some stuff to get your opinion on stuff. Maybe you can do video critiques from me too. Anyway, good luck, man. You're just doing a great job, and it's so wonderful to see it. So take care of yourself, and I will talk to you soon. All right? Bye!